What is the fine line between love and pride? This question takes us to the heart of our relationships, especially the dynamics that play between partners. Imagine a scenario. A woman watches her partner walk into a room where colleagues discuss a project, only to notice the change in his posture as he feels overlooked. You can almost see the pride in him droop like a blossom losing its luster. It's moments like these that can ignite misunderstandings, and often it's an imbalance of pride that leads to feelings of inadequacy. As American women, we might find ourselves caught in these tough scenarios, unsure of how to navigate between the desire to support our partner and the instinct to protect our own pride. Have you ever experienced a moment where your partner needed encouragement, but you felt your pride was at stake? Perhaps it was during a challenging project at work where he seemed to hunger for acknowledgement, and yet you felt it justified to hold back your praise. Alan Watts often spoke about how misconceptions root themselves in our unwillingness to recognize the interconnectedness of love and pride. He reminded us that life flows like a river, and just as the water can carve out a canyon over time, our small actions and reactions can shape the landscape of our relationships. It is an ongoing process of give and take that invites us to examine whether we're enhancing our partner's self-worth or unintentionally drowning it in pride-driven silence. Think about it. When are we at our best in relationships? It's when we realize that love and pride are not oppositional forces, but two sides of the same coin. The irony is that in our attempts to defend our pride, we often forget to show love, which is the very essence of what we want to nurture. How do we transform that moment of awareness when we see our partner struggling into an opportunity for connection? Let's reflect on what happens when pride overshadows love. A common scenario arises when one partner achieves an accomplishment. Suddenly, instead of celebrating together, we turn inward. We think, well, what about my achievements? It creates a wall of competition where there should be a bridge of support. When we let pride lead, we begin to distance ourselves from the nurturing connection that love fosters. The question we should ponder is, are we sometimes exacerbating the problem instead of improving it? What if we flipped that script? What if we allowed love to soften our edges? Instead of seeing encouragement as a concession of our pride, we could view it as a beautiful dance, a harmonious balance where both partners feel valued. Picture this. Your partner shares his excitement about a project he has been working on. Instead of countering with your own experiences, you lean in, offering validation for his effort. You create a tide of support and appreciation, washing away the stones of pride that may have built a barrier between you. Recognizing this fine line between love and pride is essential for building an emotional landscape where both partners can flourish. As we move forward, let's invite ourselves to be more mindful in these moments. Practice patience and seek to understand how our responses may shape our partner's self-esteem. Each word of affirmation we offer can become a seed planted, a gentle push towards deepening not only his pride, but also the love that binds you. And now, as we reflect on the intricate relationship dynamics we have explored, I invite you to consider how you can take action in your own lives. Pay attention to your partner's needs, offering reassurance where it's needed most. Let's be the ones who nurture rather than diminish. So, before we move on to our next theme, take a moment to ponder. What small gestures can you introduce into your daily routines to foster a relationship filled with love rather than shadowed by pride? Stay with us as we dive deeper into how recognizing efforts can ignite self-worth, both for you and your partner. Subscribe for more insights as we continue this journey together. How can recognizing efforts ignite self-worth? This touches on the heart of relationships, a space where love flourishes and pride can sometimes cast shadows. It's all too common, isn't it? We often celebrate the big achievements, but overlook the daily efforts, the small yet vital steps that build a foundation for those achievements. Imagine this scene. Your partner has been toiling late into the night over a project, a presentation for work that he's been preparing for weeks. You hear the sound of typing in the late hours, but you're wrapped up in your own world of tasks, responsibilities, and stress. What often happens next? We might think that once it's done, we can offer a congratulatory nod at the finish line. But what if, instead, we paused in the middle of his journey? Think back to a moment in your life when someone recognized your effort. A simple "I see you" can make a world of difference. Maybe it was a friend who acknowledged how hard you were working to manage both home and career, or a coworker who complimented your dedication to a project even before it was completed. That acknowledgement acted like sunlight on a budding flower, encouraging it to bloom and thrive. In the throes of our busy lives, we might overlook how vital this validation can be, but it holds incredible power. Alan Watts once likened life to a vast tapestry where every thread matters in creating the final picture. Too often, we disregard the little threads, those everyday efforts, while seeking the grand designs of success. Ask yourself, how often do you take a moment to validate your partner's battles, those messy moments that lead to triumph? Acknowledging these struggles not only fuels their confidence, but enhances the relationship itself. Now, let's explore how we can incorporate this into our daily lives. The first actionable step here is simple yet powerful. Instead of only cheering victories, let's learn to celebrate the struggles that lead to those victories. Begin by creating an environment where your partner feels safe sharing the challenges he faces. Celebrate the late-night coffee runs, the moments of doubt, and the hours spent tweaking that project. For instance, consider setting aside a few minutes at the end of each day to ask about what effort he invested, no matter how small, towards his goals. Recognize the late hours, the brainstorming sessions, the sacrifices that might have gone unnoticed. This offers him an opportunity to share his journey with you, fostering a deeper sense of connection. The act of recognizing these efforts invites him to realize that his struggles are valid and seen, promoting a space of mutual respect and understanding. But let's also venture into the dynamics of our communication styles. If we purely focus on the end results, we risk minimizing his hard work. Share a story about a personal struggle, acknowledging your own daily efforts as well. By being vulnerable, you invite him to open up about his insecurities and aspirations too. It's a reciprocal dance, a gentle reminder that both partners are human, navigating their own paths with the desire to feel valued. Remember, achievements aren't simply marked by big milestones. They are formed through a series of gradual steps, the accumulation of passion, perseverance, and pain. By taking the time to recognize these little victories, you create momentum that can lead to significant transformations in your relationship. This acknowledgement shifts your dynamic from that of two solitary travelers competing on a road to partners walking hand in hand. As we continue, consider how fostering this environment of support can not only uplift your partner, but also enrich your own sense of self-worth. Are you ready to nurture a partnership where both of you feel valued and appreciated? So the question to ponder is, how willing are you to take that journey forward together? Join me in our next exploration as we dive deeper into why vulnerability is essential for connection. Let's keep this dialogue going and uncover how open-hearted communication can transform our relationships. Don't forget to subscribe and engage with us as we journey through these insights. Why is vulnerability essential for connection? This is a pivotal question that invites us to explore the often fragile yet vital fabric of our relationships. Vulnerability, though challenging, acts as the doorway to intimacy, a bridge that connects hearts, fostering a spirit of understanding and compassion. Think of a time when you or your partner hesitated to share your fears, perhaps after a long day at work. It's easy to retreat into a bubble of pride, believing that revealing our insecurities could weaken our position or invite judgment. But here's a thought. What if that is precisely where strength lies? When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we not only create a safe space for ourselves, but also for our partners. Drawing from the wisdom of Alan Watts, he emphasized that true connectivity arises when we let go of the masks we wear. Just like trees in a forest that stand firm while allowing their branches to sway with the wind, our relationships grow stronger through the sharing of uncertain moments. Picture this. When your partner shares a fear about a work presentation or expresses anxiety about a life change, it opens the door for deeper conversations. Instead of merely offering reassurances, you can engage with him and ask open-ended questions that encourage him to delve deeper into his feelings. For instance, when he reveals uncertainty about a work project, rather than dismissing it or offering a simple "don't worry," take a moment to listen. Acknowledge his feelings. Say something like, "I can understand how that would weigh on your mind. What do you think you can do to prepare?" By doing this, you create a space where vulnerability breeds growth. Our second actionable step emerges here. Let's consider how our own communication can inspire our partners to share their insecurities and aspirations. When we model vulnerability, sharing our worries, insecurities, and even our dreams, we pave the way for a dialogue that deepens trust. Ask yourself, when was the last time you opened your heart fully? By allowing your partner to see your authentic self, you are inviting him to do the same. Take that moment where you might be fearful of sharing a career setback or a personal flaw. Use it as an opportunity to express how you felt, how overcoming certain fears has shaped you. Opening up creates a ripple effect. It signals that it's okay for our partners to be real and raw. Picture the energy in the room shifting from guarded to open, from distant to connected. In exploring vulnerability, it's vital to navigate the balance of how we share and what we share. While it's beneficial to express doubts, we also want to focus on how those experiences lead us forward. Alan Watts often painted the metaphor of life as a dance, a fluid interaction where partners move together in sync. Thus, as you reveal your depths, consider how your partner can reciprocate, weaving both of your stories into something beautiful. Yet, vulnerability isn't solely about bare emotions. It encompasses authenticity in communication, where both partners feel empowered to express their needs and fears without fear of judgment. Ask yourself, how can you nurture that safe space? It could be through designated times for heart-to-heart discussions, or simply through a message like, "Hey, I'm here if you want to talk about anything on your mind." By embracing vulnerability, we strip away the defenses that often isolate us. Instead of embarking on solitary paths, we embark together, hand in hand, illuminating each other's journeys. This collective courage fosters trust, which feeds the love we share. The next question to ponder is, how can vulnerability become an everyday practice? How readily can we show up for each other, encouraging those deeper conversations that invite connection? As we continue our exploration, let's carry this mantle of vulnerability forward as we discuss the importance of celebrating everyday growth in our relationships. Invite yourself to reflect on how these interconnected themes can nurture a more profound, supportive partnership. Remember to subscribe for more insights as we increase our understanding together. Why is celebrating everyday growth essential in nurturing our relationships? In a world rife with distractions and responsibilities, it's easy to overlook the small victories and everyday progress that truly stitch the fabric of our lives together. Imagine this. Your partner has taken the initiative to improve his health. Maybe he's begun exercising or cooking healthier meals. These efforts, although seemingly minor compared to grand achievements, lay the foundation for deeper connections and mutual support. Alan Watts beautifully articulated the idea that life is not just about the big events that define us, but about the everyday moments that fill our lives with meaning. Life, like the gentle waves lapping at the shore, is composed of many small ripples. Each of those ripples represents a small effort worth commending. Why wait for monumental milestones to celebrate? Why not find joy in the journey together? For many American women, we often spend our time tracking significant familial, professional, and personal milestones. We celebrate birthdays, graduations, work promotions, and anniversaries, yet may sometimes neglect the small acts of kindness and commitment that bloom daily. As you contemplate your relationship, think back to this week. What little things did your partner do that made a difference? Did he help with chores, offer to run an errand? Perhaps he simply took time to listen when you needed to vent. Recognizing these gestures can transform the atmosphere in your home from one of obligation to one of appreciation. The first actionable step is to begin a practice of gratitude where both of you take turns acknowledging each other's contributions, however small. Perhaps at the dinner table, initiate the conversation with, "I really appreciated how you listened to me earlier. It made a difference in my day." This acknowledgement is like sunlight pouring into a garden, encouraging love to flourish. Let's take a moment to explore how we can create habits that celebrate growth together. Consider setting aside a specific time each week for a growth reflection. This could be over coffee on Sunday mornings or during a peaceful evening walk. Use this time to reflect together on the week. What did you both do that contributed positively to your lives or your relationship? Acknowledge every effort. It can be as simple as showing patience during a tough day or making a favorite meal for each other. As you share, consider also how expressing this appreciation for one another can enhance your emotional bond. Imagine the feeling of warmth that envelops you when you hear your partner speak genuinely about recognizing your efforts. Alan Watts said that the world around us thrives on duality and interdependence. As you celebrate each other's contributions, think of how this interdependence allows both of you to grow, individually and as a couple. Beyond verbal acknowledgement, let's explore another way to celebrate growth. Create a visual representation of these everyday victories. Perhaps set up a gratitude jar in your living room. Throughout the week, both of you can write down small notes highlighting the little victories, whether it's, "I appreciated you for picking up dinner," or "grateful for you calming me during my stressful day." At the end of the month, take a moment to read through them together. This act can become a touching ritual that reinforces appreciation and joy and helps cultivate deeper connection. Now, let's take this idea further. Why not also seek to support each other's personal growth? If your partner shares a goal of learning a new skill or dedicating time to a hobby that makes his heart sing, celebrate that too. Help him carve out time for it, adjust schedules to create space for creativity, and come up with fun ways to engage together in these experiences. Participate in each other's journeys and cheer one another on. A relationship thrives when both partners are committed to ongoing growth. The ultimate reflection I invite you to ponder is this: how can you commit to making these small victories visible in your life together? Are you willing to embrace a practice that elevates both of your contributions, no matter how small? As we prepare to delve into our next theme, let's carry the spirit of celebration with us while exploring the importance of empathy in nurturing connection. Reflect on how the little acts of kindness and understanding can make a world of difference in your relationship. Don't forget to subscribe and stay engaged with us as we continue our journey of discovery. How do little acts of kindness and understanding shape our relationships? The gentle rhythm of empathy nurtures profound connections, helping to bridge the gaps that may arise during challenging times. It's like the roots of a tree intertwining below the surface, unseen yet essential for growth. When we embody empathy, we develop a deep awareness of our partner's feelings, creating a safe space for both to thrive. Imagine this scenario. You're having a stressful day at work, and your partner notices the change in your demeanor. Instead of asking what's wrong, which may put you on the defensive, he might approach you with a simple, "I'm here for you if you want to talk. How can I support you right now?" In that moment, he is embodying empathy, acknowledging your feelings while offering a hand without pressure or judgment. It's a powerful reminder that understanding often precedes resolution. This brings us to an essential foundational principle. Empathy is not about fixing problems. Rather, it is about holding space for each other. Think about how often we strive to offer solutions instead of simply listening and validating feelings. Alan Watts suggested that life's mysteries are best approached with curiosity, allowing emotions to flow freely rather than seeking to control them. So how do we flip the conventional expectation of having to fix each situation? Ask yourself, when was the last time you openly listened to your partner without jumping straight into problem-solving mode? Reflect on how that simple act of being present can ease tension and foster meaningful connections. Embracing empathy doesn't mean you have to agree with your partner's point of view. It means you're willing to walk alongside him, feeling his burdens and acknowledging his experiences without judgment. To cultivate this empathetic connection, let's consider actionable steps. One approach is to establish empathetic check-ins during your week. This could be a scheduled time, perhaps at the end of the day over a glass of wine, when you both agree to share what's weighing on your minds. Approach these conversations with an open heart and listen actively, using validating language such as, "I can understand why you feel that way." These moments create an atmosphere of safety, helping both partners express their emotions openly. Additionally, consider practicing reflective listening. This means that when your partner shares something personal, you take a moment to reflect back what you heard. You might say, "So you're feeling overwhelmed at work because of that new deadline?" This not only confirms that you're paying attention, but also helps him feel understood, as if his feelings are acknowledged and valued. Empathy also thrives in the small daily gestures we extend to our partners. Simple acts such as leaving a sweet note in your partner's bag, preparing his favorite meal unexpectedly, or even sending a thoughtful text during the day can illustrate how much you care. These reminders of love and support can redefine how both partners navigate through the daily ups and downs. One of the most profound teachings from Alan Watts was that love can bridge the divisions that often arise between us. When empathy is present, divisions diminish, enabling a deeper, more meaningful coexistence. The ability to truly understand each other fosters a connection that alleviates the weight of daily struggles, allowing love to take deeper roots. As we ponder how we can weave empathy into our daily lives, consider reflecting on these questions. In what ways can you reinforce this practice in your daily interactions? How can you remind one another that you are partners, walking side by side through the storms of life? The last thought I'd like to leave with you is this: empathy isn't an endpoint, it's a lifelong journey of growth and understanding. As we move toward our conclusion, let's carry the lessons we've learned about kindness, vulnerability, and everyday celebrations into our next exploration: how the dance of forgiveness can be a vital aspect of a thriving relationship. Keep engaging with us as we continue this beautiful journey of connection. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Why is forgiveness a vital aspect of thriving relationships? Forgiveness is like a gentle rain that nourishes even the driest of landscapes, enabling new growth while washing away the weight of past grievances. It allows us to release the burdens we carry, making space for deeper connections and renewed love. Yet the concept of forgiveness can often feel daunting, as if it requires us to dismiss our hurt or overlook wrongdoings. But let's take a moment to reframe that thinking. What if forgiveness is not about condoning actions, but rather about liberating ourselves from the shackles of resentment? Imagine this. You and your partner have had a disagreement, a harsh word exchanged during a tense moment. The air feels thick, almost suffocating, with unspoken words and unresolved emotions. Perhaps you're nursing that hurt, replaying the incident over and over in your mind. It's easy to get stuck in this cycle, feeling justified in holding on to anger. However, the key question emerges. How does this really serve you or your relationship? Alan Watts often suggested that life is a series of waves, where the ebb and flow are natural processes. In relationships, we face disturbances. Arguments or misunderstandings are the waves that can threaten to capsize our shared boat. Embracing forgiveness is akin to understanding how to ride those waves, allowing us to regain balance and find our footing again. Now let's explore how we can embrace forgiveness as part of our relational journey. The first step is recognizing that forgiveness begins with self-compassion. When hurt arises, it's essential to honor your own feelings without self-judgment. Allow yourself to feel the pain. Then ask yourself, what can this situation teach me? Instead of being a prisoner of past grievances, considering lessons drawn from conflict can shift your perspective powerfully. Once you've nurtured that sense of self-compassion, open the door to dialogue with your partner. This could mean initiating a conversation after the dust has settled. You might approach it gently with, "I'd like to talk about what happened. I want us to move forward." This establishes a space for both of you to express your experiences, fostering the foundation for forgiveness. Another essential component of forgiveness is vulnerability, sharing how the situation affected you deeply. Consider this. When you said that, I felt hurt and misunderstood. By painting an honest picture of your feelings, you enable your partner to see the impact of their actions clearly. This isn't about blaming, but rather about connecting through shared understanding. In moments of reconnection, make room for empathy to flourish again. Engage in reflective listening. I hear you're upset because it felt unfair to you. This practice can unravel the complexities of misunderstandings and set the stage for healing. A crucial insight from Alan Watts is the concept of impermanence. Everything is in constant change, including our relationships and the feelings within them. Embracing this idea can liberate you from the notion that conflict defines your relationship. Instead, think of misunderstandings as opportunities to grow stronger together. As you weave forgiveness into your relationship fabric, consider implementing a forgiveness ritual. After a conflict or misunderstanding, set aside a time to come together and actively express what you're ready to forgive. Maybe write it down or share it aloud. It can be a heartfelt moment, like planting a seed of love in the earth, expecting it to grow as you nurture it with kindness and understanding. The intent here is to create a conscious pact to move forward, leaving the burden of resentment behind you. How powerful would it be to consciously acknowledge that forgiveness is a choice you both are willing to make, rather than something you stumble upon? Before we draw nearer to the conclusion, let's reflect together on this pivotal question. In what areas of your relationship can you invite forgiveness to play a more significant role? Where might you allow old grievances to wash away, making room for healing and renewed connection? As we prepare to summarize our exploration, let's carry forward the key insights we've gathered about empathy, vulnerability, and the essential role of forgiveness. Together, these elements create a nourishing environment where love can flourish, even amidst the inevitable ups and downs of relational life. Remember, a thriving relationship requires not perfection, but a willingness to grow together. Don't forget to subscribe as we wrap up our journey with final reflections and insights that can shape your path to deeper connection and understanding. As we wind down our journey together, it's essential to reflect on the threads we've woven through this exploration of relationships. We've navigated the waters of vulnerability, the importance of celebrating everyday growth, the nurturing power of empathy, and the freeing essence of forgiveness. Together, these elements form the foundation for creating deep, meaningful connections in our lives. Let's take a moment to reunite with the essence of vulnerability we discussed earlier. It is the courage to show our true selves, imperfections and all, that creates an environment of trust and authenticity. In this tapestry of love, your stories intertwine, enriching the narrative you are both crafting together. There's profound beauty in sharing your fears and uncertainties with one another. Each revelation serves as a thread that connects your hearts, allowing the relationship to flourish amidst life's complexities. Next, remember the power of celebrating everyday growth. Life is not merely a collection of monumental events. Instead, it's a rich mosaic of tiny gestures, kindnesses, and accomplishments that can be acknowledged regularly. Ask yourself, how can you integrate moments of gratitude into your daily routine? What small victories can you highlight to affirm each other's contributions, ultimately nurturing your bond? The tender light of empathy plays a vital role here, as we learned. Empathy invites you to step beyond your experiences and dive into the feelings and thoughts of your partner. By actively listening and validating each other's emotions, you're building a bridge that allows both of you to traverse the uncertainties of life together. You might ask, how can I create moments of connection that foster empathy? Can you make it a daily habit to check in on each other, to really listen without the noise of distractions? Let's not forget the gentle rains of forgiveness that we've explored. They cleanse the palate of your relationship, allowing room for growth and understanding. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It's about liberating your hearts from the chains of past hurt. As you cultivate a practice of forgiveness, envision your relationship as a garden. Sometimes you must prune dead leaves to usher in new blossoms. Together, can you plant new seeds of love and understanding? What rituals can you create to honor this commitment to heal and move forward? As we reflect on the insights we've discussed, I invite you to think of these foundational pieces not as isolated themes, but as a harmonious symphony. Each note complements the others, creating a melody that resonates with the warmth of connection. Picture your relationship as a dance where vulnerability, celebration, empathy, and forgiveness ebb and flow in beautiful synchrony, guiding you both through life's challenges with grace. Now, let's return to the core invitation of this exploration. It all starts with a commitment to nurture these elements in your relationship. How can you embody them starting today? Are you willing to take the steps necessary to comfort each other, share openly, celebrate the small things, or let go of old wounds? These choices pave the path towards deeper connection, transforming your relationship into a vibrant journey of discovery and love. Before we end this reflective journey, I encourage you to integrate these insights into your daily lives. Perhaps you might keep a journal together, noting your shared experiences, small victories, and even moments where empathy and forgiveness became necessary. Use this journal as a sanctuary for your thoughts, further interlacing your stories into a lasting bond. And as we conclude, let this be a call to action as well. Nourish your relationship as you would a delicate plant, giving it the light and love it deserves. Recognize the beauty in vulnerability and celebrate the everyday growth that forms the bedrock of your partnership. Don't forget to subscribe as you take these lessons forward with you. Together, we can continue to explore the infinite layers of love and connection that deepen through exhilarating challenges and heartfelt moments. Thank you for sharing this journey with us. May it lead you towards ever greater understanding and compassion in your relationships.